What's up everybody, Matty Mo here, and today we're talking about the Samsung Galaxy S6. In fact, we're going to go over the top 5 features that I feel are missing from the GS6. Don't get me wrong, I love this phone. It's only been out for almost 2 weeks now, and this is definitely one of my favorite Android phones that you can buy today. And on top of that, it's also one of Samsung's best phones ever made. Now don't get me wrong, every company has to make sacrifices when they put out a new product. So these are the top 5 things that I feel they took away from the phone that should be there. So let's start off with number 5, which is better grip. I love the way this phone looks. I think it is a beautiful device, but this phone is slipperier than a baby seal. There have been countless times where I've dropped the phone and I'm surprised I haven't broken it yet. It doesn't matter how you put it down. If the table's a little bit slanted or if there's a binder you rest it on, you're gonna find that the phone is gonna slip off. And on top of all this, I found the phone slipped out of my pocket a few times, especially when I'm sitting down. Now the reason why the device is so slippery is because of that glass back and the really rounded edges. Now, there's a few things Samsung could have done. They could have made it similar to the Note 4 where they had that square chamfered look on the sides, which would have made it a lot easier to hold. Or they could have opted for a plastic backing. I'm glad they didn't though, because I think it would have took away from the whole look and it wouldn't give the device a premium feel like it has now. Fourth up is micro SD card slot. Now me personally, I don't care if a phone has a micro SD card slot because I really don't use that much space on my phone. And I know the phone comes in 32, 64, and 128 gigabyte versions, but there's a lot of people out there that carry their personal lives on their device along with their own personal music collection, photos, and even videos. A lot of people don't want to store their stuff in the cloud, and a lot of people just want to have that physical space to put it on. So it would have been nice if they actually put a micro SD card slot in this phone so that someone who carries their phone for 2 to 3 years has the ability to go out, purchase that extra space, and feel confident that they can continue using their device without filling it up. Third up is water resistance. Now, not everybody cares about this feature, but it's definitely a convenient feature to have. There's been so many times where I've dropped my phone in water and thankfully it still works, but I know if it was water resistant, I would have felt a lot more confident. And I have kids, and if you have kids yourself, they do random things with your stuff. Like for example, I caught my daughter the other day throwing stuff in the bathtub for no reason. Now, if that was my phone being thrown in the bathtub, I would definitely want it to be water resistant. Now, I don't know about you guys, if you guys don't remember, but the Galaxy S5 was water resistant. And now probably a lot of people are saying that, yeah, the phone's metal, it can't be water resistant, it'll take away from the design and appeal, but that's not true. If you look at the Sony Xperia Z3, it has a pretty similar design. It has a metal chassis with glass on the back. Yes, it has some slabs to like open and close so you can protect it from water, but you can now make micro USB ports that are water resistant without that extra little piece of plastic. And on top of that, audio jacks are now water resistant as well. So this would have been a nice added feature if they made the Galaxy S6 water resistant. Now, knowing Samsung, they most likely will come out with a active rugged version of the phone. So most likely that will be a water resistant device. Second up is not a glass back. Don't get me wrong, I love the way it looks. I think it's absolutely premium. It makes the device look sexy, but there's a lot of problem with glass. First being, as I mentioned in number 5, it attracts fingerprints really easily. On top of that, it scratches easier. So if you have your phone in your pocket for a long period of use, especially months after using it, it's gonna get scratched up. I know it's using Gorilla Glass 4, so it's a little bit more durable, but it's still going to get scratched. So it would have been nice if they chose a different material, possibly aluminum or plastic. If they went with aluminum, it would have been a slippery phone, but at least it would have been a little bit more durable, especially if you drop it. If you drop glass, it's a lot more likely to break than a different material. Now, I know a lot of you people are saying, why don't you put a case on it or a skin? And that's fine, you can do that, but I prefer to use my phones without anything on it because when you put something on it, I feel it takes away from the whole user experience. And finally, my number 1 missing feature on the Galaxy S6 is a bigger battery or just better battery life in general. Now the phone is only using a 2500 milliamp battery, and this thing is rocking a QHD display, a 7420 processor, which is extremely fast. When you couple all these things together, you're just not going to get that great battery life. Now I know the QHD and the processor is supposed to be a lot more energy efficient, but it still doesn't make a difference when you have a battery that size. I would have loved to have a bigger battery, even if it meant the phone was going to be a little bit thicker. Or even if they put a plastic back on the device. I know it would have took away from the whole premium feel, but the whole concept concept of having a bigger battery and getting through the whole day is a much added needed feature. Now, I know they added wireless charging, which is great, and you can also use adaptive fast charging, which will quickly charge your device, but these are band-aid fixes for a bigger problem. I just really wish Samsung took the time to make the device maybe a little bit bigger or a little bit thicker to add that bigger battery. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 5 missing features in the Galaxy S6. I want to hear your top 5 features or anything that you feel is missing from the phone itself. Make sure you let me know in the comments below what you feel is missing from the GS6. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'll see everybody in the next episode.